This is the A and B Conversation Podcast.
What's good, family? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the A and B Conversation Podcast. I'm your host, B Smith, aka B Love. And today, I have a very, very special guest, somebody that I've been friends with for over 14 years now. I want to put a major emphasis on black entrepreneurship and healthy relationships. And when I first got the idea of the podcast and I was looking for a female co-host, one of the first people I thought of was the lovely Erica Simone.
Lovely, I'll take that.
She is one of my, one of the few, if not only, female friends that are married. So I definitely wanted to bring her on, and today we're going to be talking about boundaries in a relationship, whether it be a friendship or a relationship with your significant other. Boundaries that I feel like are very important that you have to set to sustain a healthy relationship, no matter what type of relationship that is. Do you want to
introduce myself?
You can feel free.
Okay, yeah, so I'm Erica Simone. I am married. I'm a newlywed, actually. I've only been married for about 4 months. Thank you. But we've been in a relationship for 7 years, so.
Yeah, y'all been together forever.
Yeah. I got some history with this topic, so I'm very excited to talk about it.
Facts.
Let's get right to it.
So I feel like the number one thing as far as boundaries that have to be set that I've dealt with in my past relationship is friends.
Yes.
As far as getting with someone, a lot of women, once their friend or sister or whatever the case may be gets into a relationship with a dude, if they're not happy, then it's like they don't want to see
Misery loves company.
Right, misery loves company, and I feel like that's something that needs to be nipped in the bud from the jump. And a lot of females, they don't know how to talk to their homegirls like, yo, you need to chill, and put their homegirls in their place. And if that continues over a period of time, in my opinion, that really could ruin the foundation of that relationship.
I agree 100%. I think that the struggle is like, it's all about respect. You have to respect who you're in a relationship with enough to understand when they feel like, you're doing something that makes them uncomfortable, or you're not respecting how they feel about something.
Right.
I think that we can start with that. Let's talk about, having your female friend. As a female, you have your female friends.
Right.
I struggled with that myself at the beginning of my relationship because my friends are everything to me. I think a lot of us as women, we value our friendships. When you find good friends, it's hard to,
I agree with that.
Find more friends. You try to hold on to what you got.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes you may find yourself in a situation where you put your friends before your man.
That's horrible.
It's horrible. It is so bad. It's so bad. But sometimes you don't realize what you're doing.
Okay.
So the man does kind of have a little bit of responsibility because they have to communicate how it makes them feel.
And that's tough for a man, especially when you're fresh in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like if you get with a woman and y'all been rocking for say 6-7 months, it ain't even been a year yet.
Yeah.
But yet she has friends that she's been cool with for 10 plus years. You still have to respect that relationship if you decide, and that's the hardest thing, especially for me as a man. I had homeboys that I've been cool with since high school.
Yeah.
And going to the club, going to the strip club, like that was something that we enjoyed doing. So when you get with a woman, like I had to realize, like, hey bro, like I can't go every week. You know what I'm saying? Like I just can't do that. And a lot of my homies was like, but why? Like you just start rocking with shorty, and I'm like, at the end of the day, it's still my shit.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to build something.
Exactly.
And
and that's hard for on both sides. It's hard for women, and it's hard for men to tell they homegirls, like, hey, you can't do this.
Yeah, and it goes with knowing who you're with. If that person they don't necessarily care for you going to the strip club all the time. Out of respect for them, once again, the word respect is very important.
Right.
Out of respect for them, you kind of have to make that sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, the strip club ain't going nowhere.
Right. If you believe in that relationship.
If you're really trying to build something solid with this person, you have to make the necessary sacrifices.
You have to make those adjustments.
Everybody doesn't deserve the sacrifice, so you have to be very cautious about who you're choosing to, you know, make those sacrifices for.
And I want to lead into that too, because that's a very good point. A lot of women, they'll make the sacrifice for the wrong man.
Yeah.
So they'll get with a guy that's not even worthy of being with them.
Right.
And then they'll make the sacrifice. They'll cut all their homegirls off. They'll stop doing all that stuff. And then they'll find out he's either cheating or he's not doing the same thing. He's not bringing the same energy to the relationship. So then when that relationship ends and she moves on with the next guy, she's like, oh, I'm not going to get rid of my friends again. But that next guy could be the right one.
Right.
So you're judging what you're not going to do based off a failed relationship. And I think that's, once we get to this age, close to 30 and up, like that 30 to 35 crowd, it's a lot of men and a lot of women that have been scorned mentally from past relationships. And they have in their mind what they will and will not do for a man, or what they won't do for a woman. But yet, this could be your queen, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or young lady, this could be the right dude for you.
Right.
And I think that is really, really heavy when it comes to setting boundaries. A lot of people really don't want to change for somebody, but if you're going from single to being in a relationship, you have to change. Yeah. Like, you have to make that conscious effort.
You definitely have to change certain things, because also in a relationship, when it comes to boundaries, yes, you have to change, but you also have to know who you're with. You have to understand that person, because you can't necessarily change everything about a person. And if you go into it trying to do that, it's going to automatically put that person on the defense. It's like, why do you want me to be somebody else? If you love me like you say you love me, then take me as I am. However, there is a
but
you know what I'm saying? Like you still have to not be selfish. You know, if it's really affecting that person, you really have to make a conscious choice. Like, okay, look, I really love this man. I do love my friends. I'm not saying I'm cutting them off completely, but I'm gonna fall back a little bit. You know, just because this man is telling me or showing me. You have to do that. If you don't tell or show, you can't be mad at somebody. If they don't change. Make it known. But he's telling me, he's showing me that he needs more from me. Let me try and see where it goes from there. And then over time, as we build this beautiful relationship, then I can squeeze my friends on in, and they'll understand. If they're real friends, they will understand why you made the decision to kind of fall back a little bit.
So what would you do, in your opinion, if you have a friend that just is not with that program, and she feels like this man is taking my best friend from me, and she ain't with the falling back, like she still wants you to come with her to the club, or she still wants you to go to the hookah lounge with her, and she going to find a man, but you already got a good one. So how do you handle that? And this is like bestie or a sister or a cousin.
Well, we just gotta talk. At the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna cut you off completely. I'm not. I'm not gonna be with a man who wants me to completely cut my friends off either.
Definitely not.
But if you can't understand as my friend why I'm making this decision, really now it's like, am I outgrowing you? Are we outgrowing each other? Like, we may be outgrowing our friendship. And that's a hard thing to tackle, but you do outgrow people and friends. You was friends back in high school. We were 15. I'm 30. Are you still on the same thing, or what we doing? And I think that is the hardest thing. Once you start to get a little older, you have these relationships that you've developed. You have these friendships that you've developed with people, and mentally you're comfortable in that relationship, and that's your homie, that's your go-to guy, or that's your homegirl, your close buddy. But the fact that you're growing, if you're going here and they're staying here, that
that's not gonna work.
No, it's not healthy.
It's not.
Anyway.
And a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah.
So I salute you for calling that out.
I mean, you gotta, it is what it is.
Right.
I've definitely lost friends.
Yeah. Me too.
It happens. It happens. It happened before, early for me. It happened pretty early. Like straight out of college, I lost a really close friend of mine, but I felt like we were outgrowing each other. I was outgrowing her in a certain aspect.
Yeah.
The guy chasing, the boy chasing. Like, I'm trying to be, look, girl,
That's not gonna work. Right.
I ain't on that right now.
Yeah.
You know? It sucks. It takes some getting used to, but at the end of the day, you kind of have to be a little selfish. You have to protect yourself. And if someone's not growing where you're going, I'm sorry, bye girl, but you know, it's all love. This is just, I love you from a distance.
Message. That is so important. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is, how do you feel about getting into a relationship with a man, right? Mm-hmm. And he has females that he might have been with in the past, but they're just friends now. Would that be an unacceptable relationship? Okay. Would you want him to cut that girl off? Because I know me personally, I have a female that I dealt with when I was like 19, 20. Mm-hmm. But after that, like, we made a decision together, like, yo, I don't want to ruin this friendship. Like, I really value you as a friend, so let's just keep it, like just homies. So then literally, moving forward, when I started dating my daughter's mom, I felt like, even though we had already been friends for like 6 years before I even met her, I'm like, I can't continue being cool with you because I'm in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, but yo, we did it twice. Right. But I'm like you said, it's all about respect. Yeah. So I'm like, if I'm with a woman and she brings a dude around me and she telling me this is like bro or whatever, and we all get drunk and taking shots, and I find out he smashed like 5 years ago, I'm gonna feel like you violated me. Okay. So I let that relationship, that friendship go, but I kind of felt bad in retrospect because it's like we wasn't even on that type of time.
But why did you let the friendship go? The
only reason why is because I'm like, I always ask myself, what if it happens to me? Mm-hmm. Like, how would I feel personally? Mm-hmm. So I'm like I said, if she was to bring some dude, like, yo, this is my homie, we know each other since high school, but then later I found out, y'all used to mess around, I'm going to be like, yo, you could have threw that out there from the jump.
That's what I was going to say. It's all about being upfront. Yeah. Like, you have to be upfront about it. If this is somebody that you value this friendship that you guys have, you have a history with that person, out of respect, I love this word.
Right.
For your significant other, you need to be straight up, because the worst thing that you can do is have your significant other find out later on. Because now I look stupid. Like, now it's like, how do I know that, she ain't sneak texting you?
But if a man told you that, you would be like, okay, cool. You wouldn't be. I'm
not gonna say.
Ain't no woman gonna be cool with that.
You ain't gonna just 100% accept. But we gonna have to have some real dialogue about this whole situation. First of all, how long were y'all doing whatever y'all call yourself doing?
Like 2 or 3 times.
Serious relationship.
Nah, we was just smashing.
And what is it about the friendship that's so important to you to hold on?
She got good conversation.
I'm just saying, this is the conversation we gotta have. Like, we need to know, why is it so important to you? I need to just make sure that, we all on the same page. And then, does this woman respect me? Okay. Seriously respect me. Not like what you're telling me, but, how does she really feel about me?
In your relationship.
Absolutely.
And if everything lined up, as a woman, you will be cool.
I'm cool. It is what it is.
With him having a homegirl that he used to deal with.
I have been there.
Okay.
I have been there, and I'm not, like I said, it's not easy, but you have to be willing to have that open dialogue conversation with the person you're with. I mean, look, everybody has a history.
Right.
Okay. True. So I can't blame you for the history that you have with someone. Right. I do believe that you can be friends with someone after y'all have had a sexual or intimate
encounter.
Whatever.
Right.
It's different when we talking about the word love, though.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
Once it crossed that line, look, she gotta go.
Yeah, that's different.
But if it was just sex,
right.
consensual sex between two individuals, I do believe that you can have a platonic friendship after the fact. But once you are in a relationship, for her and you, with someone else, if y'all really care about your friendship, you would make sure that your significant others on both spectrums are comfortable with your friendship. As a matter of fact, we're all friends at this point.
Right.
Hey, where you going? We going to brunch together. Let's go.
So no one-on-ones.
What's the one-on-one? What we talking about?
If that's my friend.
But what is a one-on-one? Let's be specific about one-on-one.
So if I tell my woman, you know, that person, yo, me and so we just about to go have some drinks. She going through something. She might want to talk to me about something that she might not feel comfortable talking to you about.
Right.
And that's happened before.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't know if I want, even though we haven't did nothing in years, it's like, I just feel like, because I value the word respect too.
Right.
Like big time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So most of my failed relationships and friendships was because that boundary was crossed and that respect was not where it was supposed to be at. So instead of me having to put my hands on somebody, not a woman, but one of my homeboys, I'd rather just fall back, because obviously I've been in a position where I've tried to make relationships or friendships work, and I was elevating, and I remember going to the club and somebody spilling a drink on you and we fighting and all that, we get kicked out. But once you got stuff to lose, like, bro, I'm not about to be fighting with you. Yeah, like, I'm not like, but when you have friends that don't have nothing to lose, he don't have a car, he don't have a job, he living with his uncle, he can go to jail for 2-3 weeks and or a day or overnight. I can't get locked up for 3 days. Like, I literally can't do that. So that boundary, especially, I kind of moved on to the friendship thing. The boundaries that you have to set with friends and becoming, realizing, like, self-evaluating yourself and realizing, like, I'm outgrowing this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was fun to us when we was 24, we 30, and that's still fun to him. Right. And it's not fun to me. You know what I'm saying? And I found myself, forced myself, like, I had homeboys hitting me up at 28. Like, bro, let's go to the mall. Right. We going to shop? Or we going to walk around? Bro, ain't no 30-year-old women just randomly walking around the mall. Like, we did that in high school, bro. And it's like, you don't want to seem like you better than them. No, but it's like, I'm not on that type of time no more.
They gotta respect that that's your friend. And then if that's your real friend.
Exactly.
But I do think, just to go back to the one-on-one thing, it's not impossible, but once you got to be smart, okay? Don't talk about, oh, I'm finna meet her at 11:30. No, you're not. Where you going?
You're not 11:30?
Where y'all finna go? I'm gonna be here. We're going out? Right. 11:30 ain't too much going on. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
We have to make sure that we are making good decisions. Like, you know, it's nothing. Let's go. We're going to a public place. Number one.
Right. No cribs.
Okay, no cribs. I ain't going to your house. We ain't gonna be sitting on the couch, you crying on my shoulder. Right. You know, women, you know, we get weak.
Yeah, y'all do. Get vulnerable.
If she calling you talking about something broke her heart, and she come to you, and she on your shoulder like, hey, look. Yeah. Exactly. And you're a man. Okay. Let's be real. Y'all can't really handle weak women. Y'all can't handle it. Y'all be like, all right, come on. But as long as you are,
especially if it's drinks involved.
Exactly.
If it's alcohol, because we can blame it on alcohol.
Even just sensitivity. What do you mean? It don't even have to be. We can be sober mind, whatever. But somebody just broke my heart, and I need to talk to you. We need to make sure we're in a public place. Period. I don't care, and let's make sure it's during the daytime. And that's it. So we can do that, but it can't happen too often. Right. Can't do it all the time.
That's the boundaries.
Can't be on the phone all day, every day. Ain't that much to talk about in the world. He's not that funny, I promise you this. He ain't that funny. Corny ass jokes. Don't play with me. But, I mean, at the same time, you still have to be obviously secure in you know, your relationship.
That's a big
you
thing.
Can't tell a man, I do think that you have to let a man be a man. No matter what you do as a woman, as much as you try to run interference on things, that man gonna do what he want to do regardless.
Right.
I hate to say it, but just know who you with.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta know who you with and trust. If you don't have trust, you don't have nothing.
Right. So what I've learned in life and in this conversation, that one, if you do not have friends that respect your relationship, either you gotta love them from a distance, or they gotta go.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
It
is what it is.
It is what it is. Now, I think the hardest thing for women, well, men and women, is to check their family members when disrespect happens. And that's something that I've dealt with in a lot of relationships. You know, especially when the woman is like besties with her mom, or she's a daddy's girl, or she got a favorite cousin that's allowed to just do and say whatever. Like, a lot of people, they can check their friends, but when it comes to family, they feel like, I can't tell auntie not to say so and so and so and so. That's just how she is. And it's like, in my opinion, if you respect your partner, like me personally, if I'm with a woman, if I take her to meet, you know, except my grandma, you gonna have to just hold that. You know what I'm saying? But like mom, uncles, cousins, whatever the case may be, you're not about to violate my woman and make her feel uncomfortable and make her feel not wanted. That's just not gonna happen. But a lot of people get into relationships and they have that relationship with their mom that they can't tell their mama, don't talk to my boyfriend this way. Or and I know men that's the same. They be with women and they might love their woman, but if their mom disrespect their wife, they ain't gonna say nothing.
That's the problem.
That's a problem.
No, that can't happen.
Yeah.
You know, family is hard because we've been talking about how you can cut off your friends, but your family is your family. They ain't going nowhere. They're not going nowhere. I don't care. At some point, Uncle Junebug gonna be at that function.
Uncle Junebug,
he gonna be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to tiptoe kind of a little bit, but you still have to be like upfront. But you have to be straight up with family. Ooh, my family, I don't really deal with that issue because I learned a long time ago to keep my relationship pretty private. It's between me and him, and if you start that way, it's easy to continue that way. But once you let people in, it gets tricky. You can't go to your family when you have a fallout with your significant other. You cannot do that. Period. Don't do it.
Message.
I'm telling you, because at the end of the day, your family thinks they have your best interest at heart. They love you so much. So just imagine you got into a little spat with your boo, and you go tell your auntie, say cousin, say mama, whatever. All right, that's one tick on the list. He messed up. You took him back.
Right.
All right, now after the 5th tick, they like, we don't like him.
Right.
I don't like him. So now I'm gonna do anything in my power to kind of separate you from him.
Even
does that.
But the crazy thing about it is, as a woman, you know, you might have a mother that's, because most women that hate on their daughter's relationship or whatever, they're not happy in relationships. Most women that I know that are happy in their relationships and they don't have those problems, their parents are together, or their mom got a boyfriend and she's happy. So she don't even got the time to even pour negativity in your relationship because she worried about her man. You know what I'm saying? Or your dad worried about his woman, his new woman, or his wife, or whatever the case may be. So my thing is, why would someone that's happy in a relationship run to somebody that's not even in a relationship for advice and expect any type of positivity out of that? Just because it's family.
Exactly.
That right there.
It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any
I agree.
sense. That makes no sense.
I'm not going to somebody that has failed relationship after failed relationship, or whatever, or they're always man bashing. I can't go to you. I can't, because you have a biased opinion about the situation. You're not really helping me. As a woman, I'm one of the women that I have a close relationship with my mom. We are very close, but she also doesn't know most of my life. when it comes down to my relationship.
Yeah.
But she understands that. I never let her in. It's not like she don't know anything,
that's
but
good, though. Yeah.
she knows mostly the good. She don't have to know all of the ugly. She knows certain things, but it's never just like I'm bashing him and I'm gonna leave him. Like you can't do that.
You can't put that energy.
You cannot put it out there.
Yeah.
But family, like I said, is tricky only because they're never leaving. You feel a certain connection with your family. You know, you have respect for your elders, so you can't talk to them a certain way. You feel like you're disrespectful if you tell auntie whatever, you know, don't.
Says who though?
But that's just like kind of how we were raised. Respect your elders. Don't.
That's true, but we also have to. The way I was raised is, I was always preached that happiness is the what you're striving for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Success and happiness, and you can have success. You can be a millionaire and commit suicide.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So the number one thing is happiness.
Yeah.
So me personally, since that was like embedded in my brain, if I'm in a relationship with a woman and I'm happy, and this person is one of the keys to my happiness, I would never let anybody come and put negativity on my happiness.
Right.
Because even though I can respect you, I respect all my uncles, I respect everybody in my family. It's a love and nothing but love and respect.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to respect what I got going on.
Absolutely.
And if you're showing that you don't care about my happiness, how is that you showing me that you love me?
Yeah.
If you're willing to do what it takes to break up my happiness.
Yeah.
Because then once this is over with, then what?
Yeah.
Then what?
Yeah. You got.
Now I'm coming to you and I'm saying, you know, because of y'all, I lost my woman, and now I'm single, and now I can't find another good woman. What your uncle gonna say?
Yeah, he don't have nothing to say.
Hey, I guess she wasn't meant to be.
All
right, now we gonna go get some drinks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I'm not.
yeah. And I think that's the problem that a lot of people go through, men and women.
Yeah.
The setting the boundaries, and I know it can be hard, but it's something that just has to be done. Yeah.
Period. You have to protect your home. You have to protect. If you're building a relationship, at this point we're 30, okay?
Right.
So we should all be looking for marriage. If you're in a relationship with someone, we ain't playing around.
That talking, ain't no talking.
I'm looking for a wife or a husband, so I'm doing here, okay? So we're building towards that. So it's important that you start your relationship the way you want it to go the whole time. That's why I say, cut people off early. Like, y'all can't enter this. This is my space. This is our space.
Right.
Okay? At this point, this is the man I chose or the woman that I chose to be with. Whatever we going through, that's between us. Don't try to jump in here.
Right.
Don't get in this little box right here, because as soon as one person gets in it, it messes it up. I'm telling you.
Amen.
Like,
Amen.
I'm not saying don't talk to your friends, but make sure you're, conscious of who you're talking to. Like, okay, well, I do got this one friend. I love her to death. We talk about certain things.
Right.
Okay, but she ain't got nothing going on for real for her relationship. She ain't been in a long relationship in a long time.
Right.
She probably ain't the one. She in these streets.
Right.
But I got this one friend who is married, for instance. She's someone I look up to. She's going where I'm trying to get to.
Right.
Talk to her or talk to him. Talk to that man that has, who's where you're trying to be.
Who's in the same bubble?
You have to.
Yeah.
You don't mean, oh girl, who in these streets ain't your friend no more, but we talk about certain things.
Yeah.
Compared to that. And you gotta set boundaries with everybody.
So what do you feel about dating a man that has nothing but single homeboys? Like, he don't got nobody in a relationship. Would that be like a red flag to you? Or do you feel like people can be around people that's not in the same bubble and still maintain a good relationship?
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing if he has single friends. It depends on the man.
Yeah.
How does he carry himself? Because you may have a lot of single friends, but what are your morals and values? Like, how important is marriage to you? You know, my husband, he has a mixture of friends. You know, some are married, some aren't. He does hang out with his single friends.
Okay.
You know, and every friend ain't a stand-up guy
per
se. Right. But everybody's not necessarily a stand-up guy when it comes down to being in relationships. But I don't allow that to skew my view of him. I can't say, I don't really believe in birds of a feather flock together. I don't think it's 100% set in stone. This is what it is. If he hang with these type of dudes, that's the type of dude he is. Or she hang with these type of girls, that's the type of girl she is.
I really don't know, E, because honestly, I feel like if you surround yourself with somebody, just say, for example, I'm in a relationship with someone who is not in a relationship. That doesn't mean we can't be cool. But if I value this relationship and he doesn't, he might do things to violate and disrespect the relationship because he might not have no respect for women. So he might be looking at me like, bro, like, why you even like it's so many women in Atlanta. Yeah. Why would you even want to be in a like? It's some men that think like that.
Yes.
Like, bro, it's so many women out here, like beautiful women out here, and why would you want to settle down with something when we can go to the club and bag like 10 joints? You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody around me that even think like that because you already showing you don't care about my happiness.
Right.
And I'm so big on my happiness. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if I feel like birds of a feather do flock together. Not saying that if I have a friend and he cheat, or he's in a relationship, he cheat on his wife, I'm gonna go cheat.
That's more so what I mean.
Okay. I'm talking about the mentality.
And that's a decision that you have to make. Like, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, if he out here in these streets, he cheating on his wife. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't agree that you should say, well, he out here doing this with his wife. You might do the same thing because y'all best friends or y'all hang out. However, you know, I don't think it's fair to just throw that on somebody just because of who they're around. But as far as their thought process, their mental, like
the mentality,
like you. As a grown man or grown woman, you do have to make a sound decision. Like, okay, well, this friend really ain't good for me because they're trying to persuade me to do something knowing that that's not what I'm on. So, I mean, the final call is up to you. You have to be smart enough to know what's good for you and what's not.
And I do want to say, this was a very good conversation, but I think the main point is your happiness is everything.
Absolutely.
And you have to be in control of your happiness. And the crazy thing about it is, I was going through this same situation in a previous relationship, and I was watching Joel Osteen, the pastor out in Houston, and matter of fact, the TV, I was watching something else, and I happened to wake up in the middle of the night, and he said something to me, and it really hit. Like, I woke up out of my sleep, and he was talking about your circle, your inner circle. So he was saying, in life, you're like the GM of your basketball team or your football team. So everybody that's in your life, they're in your life because you want them in your life. So it doesn't matter if it's your best friend from kindergarten, your mama, your daddy, your homeboy from high school. It doesn't matter. If that person is not in your life, and he's not, whether you're in a relationship or not, if he's not helping you become the best version of you, or he or she, they don't need to be there.
Absolutely.
And you are in control of that. So it's up to you to say, this homie ain't good for me or my relationship, or my life, period. Yeah. My mom, she's disrespectful. She disrespects my woman. So it's up to me to say, listen, you have to respect this happiness, or I really can't.
Yes.
You know,
I mean, you're not gonna cut your mama off per se, but it's just
you really have to, because I don't really think that's cutting somebody off. Yeah. Because if I'm telling you that I need you to respect my space and I'm putting that boundary out, if you choose not to do that, you're cutting me off. That's your decision.
Yeah.
So that I'm just letting you know that these are the do's and the don'ts. And in life, everything has boundaries.
Yeah.
When you go to work, you got to be there at a certain time. You can't just tell your boss, hey, listen, yo, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to be in Texas for like 2 weeks and I'll be back.
Right.
Everything in life has boundaries. And I feel like a lot of people respect everything in life more than they respect their own happiness. And we have to stop that. And I definitely want to promote, like I said, Black entrepreneurship and happiness.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And healthy relationships.
Yeah.
And the main thing in a healthy relationship is the boundaries that you set from the jump.
Yeah.
Because it establishes the foundation.
I agree with that 100%. I feel like the ultimate pursuit in life is happiness.
Message.
Like,
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
The ultimate pursuit in life is happiness.
That's facts.
I really feel that way. In everything, just think about it. When you're looking for love, you're looking for happiness. When you're looking for your career, you're looking for happiness. You're looking for all of that to make you happy, to make you whole, to make you feel complete inside. So, you know, boundaries have to be set. In every aspect of your life. I think friends, family, work, everything you said is 100% true.
See, that was a dope conversation. My homie Erica Simone. So what we're gonna do right now is we are gonna wrap this episode up.
Yes.
This is a segment called "Take Us Home," and
right.
Erica Simone is about to take us home.
I need a mic. Let's give them something to talk about.
Hey.
Let's give them something to talk about.
Hey.
How about love?
Love.
Woo! Diana Ross, call me girl.
See, she killed that.
Y'all like my singing?
Once again, this is the A and B Conversation Podcast. We thank y'all for tuning in. Please tune in next week. And always remember, you cannot pour love out into the world unless you love yourself first. Self-love is the best love. Thank you once again, and we'll see y'all next week.
Like that.
Hey!
People are talking about people. I just ignore them, but they keep us saying we laugh just a little too loud. We stand just a little too close. We stare just a little too long. Maybe they're seeing something we don't, darling. Let's give them something to talk about. Let's give them something to talk about. How about love, 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 scuba, dig it, I don't know.